everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about movies which I think are perfect to watch in the season of autumn. Personally, autumn is my favourite season. The weather is getting colder, the nights are getting darker earlier, and it is just prime movie watching time. Get your duvet, get a cup of tea, and just chill and watch a movie. Now, these are movies that I just think give off very autumnal vibes, if that makes any sense whatsoever. The movies can be based in autumn, they can be horror movies for Halloween, they can just have a very autumnal and orange colour palette. These are just movies I've come up with that I just think are perfect to watch in autumn. To start this list off, we have the movie Knives Out, directed by Rian Johnson. Now, I think this is a perfect movie for autumn because I'm pretty sure it came out in autumn of 2019. It is a murder mystery film based around the family of the Thrombys, who the grandfather of the family seemingly commits suicide, but a private detective named Benoit Blanc is brought into the picture to investigate a potential murder. Now, this movie has an all-star cast. You have Jamie Lee Curtis as one of the daughters, you have Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Chris Evans, and honestly, the most amazing character in this movie, Ana de Armas as Martha. I honestly don't think anybody could possibly hate Knives Out. It has everything you want in a movie. It's a murder mystery, it has comedy, it has a great ensemble cast. I also think it's kind of a perfect movie to watch with your family if you don't have young children, that is. Because the movie is a murder mystery, but it also relates heavily to family dynamics and inheritance and stuff like that, so I just really think families will enjoy watching this. Not only for the comedic parts, but just because of the family dynamic in Knives Out. Knives Out is the perfect whodunit story with a twist, and it has Chris Evans in a cable knit jumper, which is just perfect for him and gives off huge autumnal vibes. So yeah, Knives Out, perfect movie to watch this autumn. The second movie that's perfect for autumn is Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is a film directed by Wes Anderson based off the book by Roald Dahl. This tells the story of a family man named Mr. Fox who goes back to his stealing ways because he can't resist his animal instincts, but he gets very much in trouble when the farmer that catches him decides to kill him and his friends. Now, despite it sounding very, very depressing, it's actually a great movie to watch with the family. It's Wes Anderson, so this movie is very aesthetically pleasing. It has a very orange colour palette, and generally a lot of the characters in this movie are just very, very wholesome and very family friendly. The stop motion animation of Fantastic Mr. Fox is just beautiful, and the voice acting is incredible by Meryl Streep and George Clooney, who plays Mr. Fox. I just feel like Fantastic Mr. Fox is the perfect Sunday afternoon movie where you just want to chill out at the end of the week, preparing for Monday, and just relax. Of course, I had to talk about this movie in a list of movies perfect to watch for autumn because obviously autumn has Halloween. So how can we not talk about The Rocky Horror Picture Show? It is an absolute classic for Halloween and not one to be missed in autumn time. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, if you didn't already know, tells the story of Janet and Brad who get stranded when their car breaks down and they have to go to a nearby castle to get out of the rain, and they encounter some very, very weird and wonderful characters. It is a very wacky and weird movie, but it has some great music and obviously Tim Curry as the iconic Dr. Frankenfurter. There is a very good reason why a lot of cinemas play the Rocky Horror Picture Show on Halloween or leading up to Halloween, just because it is essential Halloween. It is camp and it is horror and it is funny and weird and wacky and wonderful. I'm not going to say everybody is going to like Rocky Horror Picture Show, but it is a classic and everyone needs to watch it at least once. The next movie that I think is perfect to watch in autumn is Stardust, which is an action-adventure fantasy movie directed by Matthew Vaughn. Now, I don't think this movie gets half the recognition it deserves. It's based off a book by Neil Gaiman, so of course it's going to be fantastical, but it has comedy and romance and Robert De Niro in drag, and honestly, if you want anything else in a movie, you're probably asking for the impossible. Stardust tells the story of young Tristan Thorne, who would like to ask this very beautiful girl in his village, Victoria, for her hand in marriage. And as they are looking out at the sky together, they see a star fall, but the star falls on the other side of the wall. and the wall is known for nobody being able to cross it because it is very dangerous beyond the wall. But Tristan takes it upon himself to venture and get this star for Victoria for her birthday. But once Tristan gets over the wall, he meets witches and pirates and all sorts of magical things. Not only do I think Stardust is perfect to watch for autumn because it is very family friendly and just has everything you want in a film, I just think it's a perfect film overall. I will never get sick of watching Stardust. The jokes hit every time, the characters are wonderful, and the all-star cast is just fantastic. If you like fantasy movies, if you like action-adventure movies, Stardust is the movie for you. Another murder mystery film that I think is perfect for autumn is Clue. It's a 1985 classic. You cannot go wrong with this movie. Clue is based off of the board game Cluedo, and the plot of the story is that 6 strangers are invited anonymously to this dinner party, and when the host ends up dead, the guests and the staff must work together to find out who the killer is as the bodies pile up. Clue is just a fantastic murder mystery. It has plot twists, it has comedy, it has Tim Curry, which I feel like every movie just needs Tim Curry. It would make every movie better. And Clue, as I said, is just an absolute classic. You cannot go wrong with this movie. Again, I feel like it's a perfect Sunday afternoon movie where you just want to wind down and watch something very entertaining before the work week commences. The next movie that I think is just perfect for autumn is Big Fish. This is a movie directed by Tim Burton. It tells the story of Edward Bloom, who is on his deathbed, and he tells the story of his fantastical life to his son. We have Ewan McGregor, who plays the young Edward Bloom, and he's just very hopeful and charismatic and goes on lots of adventures. There are giants, and Danny DeVito as a ringleader. This movie is heartfelt, it is quite funny in parts, and it's just a very sweet, sweet movie. It has brilliant music and fantastic cinematography. It's a very beautiful movie to look at. And with any Tim Burton movie, it has that hint of creepiness. I feel like Big Fish is quite overlooked as a Tim Burton movie because he has such iconic movies like Edward Scissorhands and Coraline, Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, and Big Fish is a very different story for Tim Burton. But it's such a fantastic movie, it feels like a journey, it's got adventure and just great characters. Make sure you have tissues on hand because this movie can get very sad very, very quickly, but I just think it is the perfect movie. I really just don't think you can make a perfect movies for autumn list without mentioning the iconic The Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, you can kind of watch this one anytime between Halloween, even before Halloween and Christmas, because it can kind of be classed as both. But of course, it is iconic and you can't not mention it in a list like this. Of course, The Nightmare Before Christmas tells the story of Jack Skellington, who is the king of Halloween Town, as he discovers Christmas Town and tries to bring it to Halloween Town. The townspeople are very much against bringing Christmas to Halloween Town, and of course we have all of the spooky vibes. We have the iconic Jack and Sally and the Oogie Boogie Man. It's kind of a given that most people are going to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas around the time of Halloween and Christmas every single year, which is why it is perfect to watch in autumn. It has a bit of everything. It has the spooky vibes, it has the orange colour palette, and just gives very big Halloween vibes. Of course it does. It is the Halloween movie. Stepping away from the spooky vibes, the next movie I want to talk about is The Edge of 17, which is a complete theme and genre change. The Edge of 17 is a high school comedy drama film directed by Kelly Fremont Craig. It stars Haley Steinfeld as teenager Nadine, who is really just not having a good time as a teenager. I can relate because I don't think anyone had a good time as a teenager. Nadine is also mourning the loss of her father, trying to deal with being a teenager, and to top it all off, she finds out that her best friend of all time is now in a relationship with her brother. So it kind of feels like her world is just falling apart. I feel like the colour palette and the time that the movie is set very much give off the autumn theme. It's got everyone returning to school from their summer holidays in September. I just feel like if you were going to put Edge of 17 into a season, it would be autumn. I highly recommend Edge of 17 if you haven't already watched it. It is an absolute hidden gem of a high school drama comedy movie. And Haley Steinfeld is amazing. With my next pick, I feel like I'm kind of cheating because it is 3 films, but we're going to put it in one film like we do with Lord of the Rings, just because that's what we do. It is the Netflix original films known as Fear Street. There's Fear Street 1994, Fear Street 1978 and Fear Street 1666. The first movie is Fear Street 1994, and it tells the story of teenager Dina who lives in Shadyside. And Shadyside is known to be cursed. There's a lot of murders, there's a lot of violence, and is always compared to its neighbouring town, Sunnyvale. Over the years, people in Shadyside have gone crazy and possessed and have gone on killing sprees, and that is no exception to 1994. Dina and her friends must solve the mystery of the psycho killings and save her girlfriend, Sam. This plot kind of goes over the 3 films and ends with Fear Street 1666. And although they're not full-on horror movies, I feel like they're very much kind of meta horror movies where they can make fun of themselves while being quite scary. If you are wanting a lighter horror movie for Halloween, I definitely recommend the Fear Street films. I had a lot of fun watching them, and they are just perfect for leading up to Halloween because they have all of the creepy and scary tropes of Halloween movies and horror movies, but they are a little bit more funny. And the last movie that I think is perfect to watch in autumn is Super 8. This is a film directed by J.J. Abrams. It tells the story of a young group of friends who want to direct a movie on their Super 8 camera, but a train crash interrupts that and lots of strange occurrences start happening throughout their town, and the kids go out to investigate. Super 8 gives me very much E.T., Stranger Things, the Goonies vibes, where this bunch of kids are on a mission to find out the mystery that's occurring in their town, and I absolutely love that genre. The child actors in Super 8 are absolutely fantastic. They have great chemistry together and a great dynamic. They truly lead this movie. I love the intrigue, I love the mystery of Super 8. The movie has a very orangey colour palette with dark tones, and the cinematography very much gives off autumnal vibes. And I just think it is a perfect movie for the weather getting colder and for the nights getting darker. I think Super 8 is really overlooked as a sci-fi movie. I love the 80s, I love the child cast, I think they work really well together. And you know, if you just love the Goonies and E.T. and Stranger Things, you're definitely gonna love Super 8. So there you have it, guys. Those are 10 movies that I think are perfect to watch in autumn. Let me know down below in the comments some of your recommendations for what you like to watch in the autumnal months. Definitely feel like I'm going to do these videos for all of the seasons because I can weirdly place any movie in any season of the year. It's a strange talent of mine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and of course subscribe to my channel. All my social media links are down below in the description if you want to come follow me. I do lots of reviews on my TikToks if that's what you want to see. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you very soon. Bye!